Well, a winter weather wallop. In their latest update this evening, Environment Canada says Ottawa and the region remains under an orange snowfall warning. The new color-coded system puts the storm in the category of high impact. Eastern Ontario and Western Quebec residents are still being warned that roads are dangerous and of travel delays, and we're about to plunge into a deep cold. Good evening. Stefan was on assignment today, and we've officially experienced the first big dumping of winter weather and the largest snowstorm of the season so far. Today, Ottawa received over 17 centimeters of snow, and more is on the way, with Environment Canada calling for up to 20 to 35 centimeters when it's all said and done. Here's a live look of the traffic along the 417 right now. Now, the snow has caused some significant delays on the Queensway right throughout the day, with blowing snow reducing visibility at times. Ontario Provincial Police say there have been roughly 200 collisions in Ottawa and Eastern Ontario alone since the storm began, with police asking everyone to avoid being on the roads unless absolutely necessary. And a stretch of the 401 in Eastern Ontario is still closed this hour after a pair of pileup crashes. Now, they both happened on the eastbound lanes between Lansdowne and Mallorytown. The eastbound lanes of the highway, they have been closed since just after the noon hour. And Ontario Provincial Police say around 20 vehicles were involved in total. A child has been taken to hospital in serious condition, and multiple people are recovering from minor injuries. Many vehicles got trapped in between the two collisions, creating big backups. Now, it's unclear of when the highway will reopen. Well, the snowfall, it's tapered off this evening. It's supposed to stop just after midnight tonight. Now, the conditions, they were treacherous today for drivers across the region as Ottawa police responded to dozens of collisions right across the city. City crews as well as volunteers will be working around the clock tonight to keep up with clearing all of that snow. CTV Sean Varden reports.
Francis Coyle and Miasser Musa doing a little cleanup after the biggest winter storm of the season walloped the capital.
I've been the rink operator here for 4 years, and this is definitely one of the biggest ones. It kind of messes up our plans for skating.
Instead of keeping warm indoors, braving the minus 16 temperatures, clearing the rink at Bingham Park so it's ready for skaters in the morning.
It's exercise, one, and I love the outdoors. I've always loved the outdoors. I'm a Newfoundlander, so I love the outdoors.
The double-digit dump of the white stuff snarled traffic, making the day's commutes a struggle. Environment Canada had issued an orange-level snowfall warning, calling for up to 35 centimeters of snow.
I knew that it was going to be a big snowstorm today, but I didn't expect to have no visibility this morning, so it's a big shock for sure.
I drove from Hudson, which is in Quebec, on the other side of the border, so it was 150 kilometers in the snow. It was not fun.
The city pulling out all the stops, trying to keep ahead of the weather.
We're looking at about 500 pieces of equipment across the city out working through this storm. Our crews have been focused since yesterday evening, prepping for the storm, dealing with ice, and then today dealing with the snow. We have all of our crews out today.
An overnight winter parking ban is in effect until 7 a.m. Friday. Flurries are expected to end near midnight, with temperatures dipping to minus 18, the wind chill making it feel like minus 27. And for the crew cleaning up at Bingham Park,
This is all a community effort. It's all to get people out skating and get people enjoying their outdoor rink. And it's nice to see people skating on it after it's all done.
Sean Varden, CTV News.
Well, we'll take our first check of the weather right now. Let's look at the Rideau Falls there behind me. A live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Again, the snow tapered off this evening. We're still sitting at minus 16 degrees. As Sean reported, there is a parking ban in the city in effect until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. But let's now check in with CTV's Jackie Paris with the latest on your forecast. Jackie.
Well, most of Eastern Ontario is recovering from the dump of snow that Mother Nature has gifted us. The good news is that it is starting to linger. By just after midnight, we will likely see clear skies for the rest of the overnight and into tomorrow morning. But the clouds will start to make its way through, especially around Kingston as well as Pembroke by Friday afternoon, where we could see more snow on the way. More on that in just a little bit. The overnight minus 18. Chance of flurries, though, will linger for the early hours of tomorrow or this evening. Tomorrow, daytime high minus 11, but we mentioned the periods of snow. This will likely be coming late Friday evening. Those details and more in just a bit. Kimberly.
Well, thank you, Jackie. Hundreds of federal employees are receiving layoff notices as the federal government begins to issue letters of potential job cuts. The cuts are part of the federal government's budget plan to cut 28,000 positions from its public service over the next 4 years. Several departments have started letting employees know that their jobs may be impacted by workforce adjustments. Now, those include global affairs, public services and procurement, Shared Services, and Statistics Canada. You can head to our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca, for a full list of departments impacted so far. Well, it's another legal blow to the city of Ottawa in its multi-million-dollar battle with the federal government over payments for buildings. The government gives the city payments in lieu of taxes for federal buildings here in the capital. The city was fighting the government over a reduction in the payments during the pandemic. The Federal Court of Appeal has now dismissed the city's appeal and ordered it to pay $10,000 to cover legal costs. Now, the only option the city has left is to take its fight to the Supreme Court. And an Ottawa councillor is calling on the provincial government to keep an alternative school in the city's West End open. Regina Street Alternative School is located in the Leakin Heights neighborhood. Because of changes to the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board's elementary programming, no new students will be enrolled moving forward. Councillor Teresa Kavanagh is calling this a slow-motion closure, and she says she's concerned about what this means for the future of the school. She's asking the province to work with the board to reinstate kindergarten enrollment. Well, residents in 2 Ottawa neighborhoods can expect to see an increased police presence over the coming days. Officers are following up on a criminal investigation on Arrowsmith Drive in Beacon Hill and on Covehead Crescent in Riverside South. Police vehicles were on Arrowsmith Drive earlier today. Police did not provide any further details about the investigation, but in a social media post say there is no known threat to public safety. The service says updates will be provided as needed. A 26-year-old man is facing charges in connection with at least 3 home invasions in Ottawa and other violent crimes in Brockville and Limoges. The first incident happened in December of 2024 when 3 people allegedly approached a victim in a car in Vanier, forcibly removed him at gunpoint, and stole several items. Then last January, police say gunshots were fired into a home in Ottawa's South End. And last October, 5 people allegedly stormed into an Orleans home and demanded cash at gunpoint. Police are still looking for the other suspects. And Gatineau police have charged an Ottawa man after an investigation into alleged sexual assaults. According to police, the incidents took place between November 7th and 17th and involved 1 or more victims between the ages of 15 and 18. 27-year-old Lenny Owen Mugudu is facing several charges. Police say he contacted the alleged victims on social media, then met them in Gatineau in a silver car. Investigators believe there could be other victims and have released his photo. And starting today, Ottawa police are providing text updates for some emergency and non-emergency calls. Text updates will be sent for calls where there is no immediate threat to life or crime in progress. Text from police will confirm that calls were received, outline next steps, provide case numbers, and inform callers of potential delays to the police response. And on a day like today, many people embraced the snow, taking advantage of all the fresh powder on the slopes. CTV's Natalie Van Roy was out at Camp Fortune, where they're welcoming this latest dump of winter weather.
Snowboarders and skiers heading for the hills, not wanting to miss the opportunity to be the first to take advantage of a new batch of snow.
The more the merrier. And it's lots of fun, so if you have a spill or something like that, it absorbs a lot of the energy from your fall.
Willie Lapp says he was thrilled to get out close to home.
I've been skiing a lot, and I learned to ski up here at Camp Fortune. So I'm having a great time, and every time I'm out here, it's just sheer happiness. So get out here and have a lot of fun.
Many heading here to Camp Fortune in Gatineau Park.
It's just liberating. Like, there's not much you could do downtown because it's chaos. And up here, everything's peaceful and quiet and a little windy, but you still get to go downhill.
Oh, it was really fun. The snow is really powdery, and it feels like you're snowboarding on clouds.
We have 1 more still left to make snow on.
But the dicey road conditions also leading to cancellations from local schools.
We were supposed to have a whole bunch of school groups today, but none of the buses are running. So we had a lot of school group cancellations today. So I'm seeing more adults.
And for those who are considering getting a run-in,
if you're a beginner skier, I would wait until tomorrow morning when it's all freshly groomed and it's a little bit easier to cruise down the hills. But if you're an intermediate to advanced skier or snowboarder, this is the time to come out and play.
the perfect conditions to start the new year here at Camp Fortune.
We're sitting at about 75% of our runs open right now, so we have all three sides open.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
Hanging out with my buddies on the hill.
All right, still ahead, more classic winter fun on a toboggan hill in Canada. CTV's Peter Sperling has a look at the lighter side from today's storm. Plus, Jackie will be back with a look at the latest forecast. Let's take another look at the Queensway again. East and westbound traffic along the Queensway. It is moving steadily along. You can see it's still snow covered, but again, most people taking their time if they need to be out on the roads. And although today's storm was a struggle for us here in the capital, it was even worse in parts of southern Ontario. Toronto got hammered today. A snowfall warning was in effect for the city for much of the day, with Environment Canada calling for up to 40 centimeters of snow. Conditions were so bad this morning on the Don Valley Parkway, a major highway throughout the city. It was closed in both directions for multiple hours. Now, the winter storm led to many flight delays and cancellations at the country's busiest airport. This is a time-lapse video of crews working to try and keep the runways clear at Pearson. The snow had a significant impact on thousands of travelers. Now, here in Ottawa, there were 30 canceled flights and over 90 flight delays. Again, you're urged to check in with your flight status before heading to the airport. All right, we'll have another check-in on the weather. That's a look at this evening at St. Patrick and Murray Streets. Here again, still snow-covered. A lot of it needs to be moved from the city, from the roads, I should say. And a reminder that the city here, we are issued a winter weather parking ban. It's in effect from now until 7 o'clock Friday morning. Only vehicles with on-street parking permits will be allowed to park on city streets tonight. Let's head now back over to Jackie in the CTV Weather Center for a look at your extended forecast. Jackie.
Well, the good news is the snow is starting to lighten and the chance of flurries will linger into tomorrow morning, but clear skies are in the forecast for most of our Friday. Taking a look now, minus 12 is going to be the around midnight hour. Minus 19 is what we're going to start with, and factor in that wind chill, it's going to feel closer to about minus 25. So a cold start to our Friday, but the sunshine will carry us through into the evening, where the cloudy skies will start to come in. Minus 11 is the anticipated daytime high for really all of Eastern Ontario. Temperatures for this evening, another cold one in Eastern Ontario. Minus 17, about minus 18 along the Seaway. Minus 21 around Pembroke as well as Petawawa. And here in Gatineau and Ottawa, we're sitting around minus 17, minus 18. Tomorrow's daytime highs, though, around Pembroke, it's going to be minus 12, minus 11 in Ottawa and Cornwall. Slightly warmer as we look towards the water. So Trenton minus 6, Kingston minus 8, and Brockville sitting around minus 9. So clear skies will maintain until tomorrow evening, though. That's when we can anticipate periods of snow moving in. Not as much as what we saw today, but again, the return of snow will carry us into Saturday, where flurries will carry us more into Monday and Tuesday. The good news in all of this, though, is that the daytime highs for our Saturday, Sunday, and even our Monday is going to be much warmer than what we've seen today, where temperatures will be between minus 3 and minus 4. Kimberly.
Well, thank you, Jackie. All of today's snow wasn't all doom and gloom. Lots of kids took advantage of their first snow day of the year outdoors after school buses were canceled here in Ottawa and right across Eastern Ontario. As CTV's Peter Sperling tells us, the cold weather didn't seem to stop those who embraced it.
Lucas, Max, and Walker are making the best out of a snow day.
There's a lot of snow, not much to do at home in this, off school.
The trio enjoying Canada's toboggan hill.
Hanging out with my buddies on the hill.
Early afternoon, they have it all to themselves.
It's probably because roads are all snowy, so people can't get over. But we live nearby.
Fun in the snow for them, a chore for others.
I asked you if you were here to help, and you said yes. And I said, there's another shovel there.
Many, like Lynn Rodrigue, spending the day shoveling.
I love winter, but as you get old, it's a little more difficult. So I think next year I will give in and buy a snowblower.
We're actually looking for those electric
snow trouble, but I think they're sold out.
A quick trip to Home Depot for Oscar Lee for a new shovel.
Oh, we had one at home, but we broke it because we shoveled a lot of snow. And then here's a new one.
While many staying indoors,
Rain or shine, the dogs need to go out.
some need to be out.
As long as, the ones that need it had their little coats on, it's all good. And as long as I dress for it, it's all good.
I'd rather I just come out once or twice during the snowstorm, keep it light, make it easy.
And neighbors helping each other.
They had a little baby and they were preoccupied, so I don't mind being right next door and helping.
As for Lucas, Max, and Walker, they'll probably have to help shovel when they get home.
Probably.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Daniel Alfredson's 400th goal here. For me, that was a special night.
Well, just ahead, we look back at some of the historic moments at the Canadian Tire Centre as it celebrates its 30th birthday.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
This money allows us to be sustainable and to just continue bringing arts to Ottawa at an accessible price.
Ottawa's art scene is getting a big injection of cash. The federal government announcing today more than $500,000 for funding for performing arts and festival groups, including Ottawa Jazz Festival, Folk Canada, and the Children's Festival. Well, 30 years ago today, the city's largest stadium opened its doors in Canada. Back then, it was called the Palladium, but today the Canadian Tire Centre is home to the Ottawa Senators. Over the decades, the arena has hosted countless of events. CTV's Tyler Fleming has a look back at some of its memorable moments.
Out here, it's a blizzard, but 30 years ago, a flurry of activity happened inside this stadium, then called the Palladium.
It's a great privilege to be asked here tonight.
When Bryan Adams played the first show. Back then, a ticket cost $45. The event kicked off a new era. The Ottawa Senators played their first game here against the Montreal Canadiens 2 days later.
It was fantastic. It really was a special night.
Club president Cyril Leader has been a key player from the start.
My first real task once we got the franchise was to oversee the building project and build the Palladium.
From U2 to monster trucks and wrestling, the Canadian Tire Centre has seen it all. But for Leader, it's all about the hockey.
World Juniors in 2009, the last second goal to tie the game against the Soviets. Daniel Alfredson's 400th goal here. For me, that was a special night.
And the 2007 Stanley Cup Finals. There's a lot of history in this stadium, and I learned of some that very few know about. 30 years ago, a time capsule was buried right here. It's been dug up, and I wanted to see it, so I asked nicely, and they said yes. Here it is. Soon to be opened, Leader was here to put it in.
All I know is there's a picture of me I have at home holding a newspaper and a mason jar, a special mason jar of dirt from the site. From the Palladium, had a Palladium logo on it, so I know that's in there. But short of that, Tyler, your guess is as good as mine.
Christine Clancy has been with the Sens organization for 34 seasons. A few mementos of her own have been added in there too.
I specifically remember putting in a photo of a couple of the girls, so we'll be taking that out. 2 of us are still here, so it'll be interesting to see how we've changed and see what else is uncovered.
And while a new arena is in the works, the CTC's story is far from over.
We're still making significant investments here in the building here while we work away at putting the future home of the team downtown.
On Saturday, the Sens face the Habs, just like they did on opening night in 1996. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
Hypothermia can set in, especially below freezing, in anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes in some cases.
Well, as the city digs out from the storm today, the struggle is real for seniors. Up next, we'll have more from a specialist about the impact on seniors slipping or falling as the snow piles up. Enbridge Gas has issued a reminder to homeowners and residents to make sure natural gas meters and appliance vents stay clear of snow and ice. The company says failing to do so increases the risk of carbon monoxide leaks, reduced reliability of heating systems, and delayed access in case of an emergency. Enbridge says ice and snow should be removed by brush or hand. Well, winter hazards don't just include cars slipping and sliding on the roads. As CTV's health reporter Pauline Chan tells us, experts worry about seniors in particular.
Dr. Richard Norman says anywhere from a quarter to a third of older adults will have a fall over the course of a given year, and it's not just due to ice and snow.
The days are also shorter, and so it gets dark early, and people have difficulty seeing, and we're also all wearing bulky winter clothes that can slow down reaction time.
Especially for seniors.
Falls are a major driver of hospitalization for injury. They literally make up around 90% of the hospitalizations that we see.
A significant proportion suffer traumatic brain injuries, and about a third of older Canadians admitted have hip fractures.
Having a significant and lasting impact on a person's mobility and functional independence it's something we really want to avoid.
Clearing snow, putting down salt or sand, and making sure walkways are well lit is essential. But while Dr. Norman urges safety for seniors, he warns staying too much indoors has its own problems.
So social isolation is increasingly recognized as a major driver of health outcomes. It's equivalent to the same degree of risk as smoking around 15 cigarettes per day, or obesity or sedentary lifestyle. That can actually conversely put you at higher risk of falls because you may actually become deconditioned or reduce in terms of your muscle strength and power.
Dr. Norman says the number one solution for social isolation is participation in group programs like volunteering. And for those living with dementia, Dr. Norman says wandering is a special problem in winter.
Hypothermia can set in, especially below freezing, in anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes in some cases. As many as 6 out of 10 people living with dementia will experience wandering at some point as part of their illness.
If you have someone you worry might set off alone in wintry weather, make sure you have an ID package ready with a good quality recent photo of the person, their medical history, and a list of their commonly used routes and attires. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Well, coming up, Uber Eats is celebrating its 10th anniversary in Canada. The app is sharing details on the biggest order ever placed in the country. Plus, we'll take one more look at the weather with Jackie when we come back.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sanaya Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. And get light snow falling right now, really tapered off in the evening hours from today. Minus 16, we're still sitting at that here in the capital. Let's take one more check on the weather with Jackie Perez. Jackie.
Well, say goodbye to the snow for at least tomorrow and most of our Friday because it gives you a chance to dig it yourselves and clear off your driveways as well. Minus 19, though, is what we're starting off with the temperature. So very cold with that wind chill feeling closer to minus 25. Daytime high will be minus 11, but keep your toque as well as your gloves and your shovel close by because we are likely going to be getting snow by Friday evening. Kimberly.
Well, thank you, Jackie. All right. Uber Eats is marking a global milestone anniversary, and the app is reporting some of its Canadian highlights over its 10 years in business. A hungry Torontonian placed an order of more than $6,000 worth of burgers and fries. Now, Uber Eats Canada wouldn't say what restaurant or when exactly that was made, but it topped the list for the priciest delivery in the app's history. Now, the most polite Canadian city, well, the title goes to Edmonton. Ottawa and Toronto are ranked second and third, respectively. And the country's top tippers over the decade, Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Halifax, and coming in at number five, Ottawa. We're some good people here in the city. Well, that's CTV News for this Thursday, January the 15th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app anytime. And for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you again tomorrow night.